What's up, guys? It's your girl E, and I am back with Ambitions, episode 11 review, titled "A Change Is Gonna Come." And we start off with the Lancasters having breakfast, which is little Evan, Stephanie, and Carly. And Stephanie's just grinning down at her phone once again, but this time it's a message from Damien saying the deed is done. He got them to break up, and Titus is staying at the Duckworth Hotel. And then we have little Evan telling Carly about some, I guess, important theater person that he knows that knows about her, and he has like an internship or something in London. Um, I'm gonna be honest, I really wasn't paying attention, but it's important later in the episode, but I really didn't care. Um, Papa Carlisle burst in, and you can hear the man like, "Sir, they're having breakfast." He like, I don't care about that." And they're like, "What's going on?" So he waving around the picture on his phone saying, "Someone forwarded me this trash." It's the picture of Lori and Carly kissing back at that poetry reading when she begged her to come. She wasn't sure, but of course she showed up anyway because lesbians. Um, and little Evan looking at it like, Carly, care to explain? And of course, that's where it stops. We're cutting to Amara back at the permits office with Herschel. If you guys don't remember, Herschel is the guy who was taking money to forward the permits for Greg Peters and his companies, because you know that stuff can usually take weeks and weeks to get permits. His was getting through within a week, a few days, you know, all of that. And so she said, Herschel. Oh, and of course, I don't know why I tried to cut that out. She texts Titus asking him to talk, but of course he don't want to talk to her. Like, girl, I found out how deep that relationship really went when you tried to make it seem like it was one time. We ain't got nothing to talk about. But anyway, so of course with the emotion of that, she goes to Herschel and like, Herschel, I thought we had a deal. He's like, my lawyer explained to you I changed my mind about testifying. You can't say nothing to me. And she's like, we have proof of you taking payments. And it's like, it was, she put out a canceled check saying, I know that goes to this is you. And he started pleading his case. He said, I ain't never had a traffic ticket. I go to church. I pay my taxes. And it's just like, Herschel, what do this got to do with the fact that you decided to take that money and you knew what you was doing was wrong? He's like, my family doesn't deserve to go through this, and because you know, having to have him testify, or even if he doesn't testify, like either way it goes, he's in a bad situation. And Amara told him, she said, you know, sometimes good people make bad decisions, and it's just like he don't want to do it. And then he was just like, okay. It seemed like he was kind of beaten down. So she gets a phone call and she's like, I'm gonna take this call, and when I come back, you know, you tell me what you decide. So she on the phone telling Karen like, oh, it's in the bag. He ain't got no choice, you know. Boom, gunshot. And so she run back in. Herschel laid out on the ground, blood spilling from his head. He done committed suicide. It's like, I'd rather deal with that than having to stand up in front of a jury saying I took a bribe to help out Greg Peters. So we cut back to the Lancaster house, and Papa Carlisle is having a fit. But I think his reasoning, is the same as Stephanie. It's like, okay, you gay, but why pure fuel? Pure Afoy. You could have literally had anybody else, but you had to go get a Pure Afoy. And but then it's just like, it also seems like he's homophobic, but of course he's old school. It's just like Carly parents, you definitely shouldn't see a problem with it, but the old school, the old heads, of course they like to swear what it didn't happen back in the day. But we're gonna get to that later. We ain't even gonna talk about it. Let me set this down, excuse me. So then we have Cristobal. You know, he offers Bella a long-term contract with the company, and she's just like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited, I finally get to meet whoever her idol was. I forgot the lady name because it seemed like we ain't never gonna see her. And he's like, yeah, that'll happen later. You know, later you can meet her. And she steps out to get some iced tea because she ain't got no champagne to celebrate the moment. And he get a phone call saying, this will be easier than I thought. Just do what I tell you. So I'm starting to think he not even that lady's son. He just acting like he a part of that company, and she been showing him clothes and stuff. And it's just like, Bella, once again, you got played, girl. Oh, we gonna get to that too. See, I don't like, I cannot stand Bella, little trifling heifer. Um, so then we cut to, we're at Pure Ford Pharmaceuticals. I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that. And he wants to create a weaning drug of the opioids that's killing people. And it's just like Titus and Lori finally agree on something and say they don't think it's a good idea. Because you creating a weaning drug for the drugs that your company is accused of killing people just doesn't look good in the middle of a lawsuit. Because it's just like, you're trying to say that you're not responsible for killing people with these drugs, but then you want to create a drug to help them stop taking that drug. It's just like, if you, but he green lights it anyway and tells the other black guy at the company to go ahead and put it through. And he tells Titus to stick around, so it's just them two. And he's like, I know about you helping out in the hood, helping your girls and boys from the hood. And it's just like, that family is racist and they can't tell me no different. Excuse me. Where we at? So we have Greg Peters walking into Thelma's place, and Rondell just once again talking cash money, like But then she gonna tell him, you stay talking cash shit. Like walking up on him like she gonna hit him. And it's just like, girl, you ain't gonna hit nobody. But he just tell her, he like, cause she was like, what you gonna do now that your investors dumped you and you ain't gonna do nothing? And the banks ain't for sale and my mama restaurant still say, just talking. He like, I don't need none of that. And at the end of the day, I can bury you right where you stand. So he's like, you can have your little moment or whatever. But then here come Papa Evan with the shotgun. Like, you might want to back up out of here and let that be the last time you threaten my daughter. But somebody need to threaten your daughter because she need to learn how to keep her mouth shut. I cannot, man, I'm telling you. Rondell, I cannot stand Rondell. And it's just, we gonna get to that later too. Because I don't want to give out too much. But it's just like, she got on my nerves. So then we have Stephanie showing up to Papa Carlisle's office, and they have a talk. And she was like, what do you have a problem with? Carly being gay or the fact that she's with a Pure Ford? And he said both. And so then he gonna say, back in my day, things were much simpler. Men dated women and women dated men. And Stephanie, she said, you can cut that out right now. It was gay people back in your day too. They were just much more terrified of being judged and people harassing them than the people are today. Because it's like, that's still a fear that some of us go through. Because me being the B in LGBT, it's just like, you gotta protect yourself. You can't tell everybody that and think they just gonna be like, oh, that's cool. No, people can literally hurt you and kill you like they are doing the T in the LGBT, which is transgender people. Because if I'm not mistaken, we are up to the 16th or 17th documented murder this year alone of a transgender simply because they're transgender. So yeah, it was just like, don't try to make it seem like this is some new age thing of people coming out having sex with the same sex. Yeah, y'all just didn't want to talk about it, but we not keeping our mouth closed. And she said, I don't care who it is, father or not, nobody is gonna make my daughter feel uncomfortable with being herself. And he told her, he like, whoop-de-doo, mother of the year. So it's just like, you off your high horse? Thanks. Now back to business. So he told her, "You off the Peters case. The only thing I need you to focus on is making the Purefoys spend all their money paying us." And then we have us. Oh, cause he also goes and visits Evan. It's just like the best way I can sum it up. If y'all ever watch Scandal, the way Olivia's dad used to read what was his name? Whatever the president's name was. I'm drawing a blank right now, my bad. But that it was more than one occasion the way he used to read him down. Just think of that the same way. Like, he read that man for Phil and was like, "You gonna do what I tell you to do. You're no longer in contact with my daughter, and if y'all have sex again, you're dead. Your dad was trying to keep you alive, but that went away. So you ain't got his protection no more. So you need to follow my lead and find some businesses for him to launder that money through. Otherwise, bye bye." Um so about that important person that little Evan knew in the theater world, I guess Carly applied for the internship and she got it. So she's moving to London, whatever. Because she just swears up and down she cannot be around her mother anymore. Just like she's been such an awful person to her. And it's just like, okay, Carly. Because it's just like, girl, you don't know that your mama is really looking out for you. But when you growing up privileged like you do, the little things that don't go your way, you swear you've just had the worst life ever and nobody believes in you and da da da, whatever. Girl, bye. Don't nobody care about all that. Um, so then we have Cristobal is back at Bella's place and they're celebrating again, but with champagne this time. And you know how he made a move on her last episode, but she claims she just wanted to keep it professional. But of course, when a little bit of alcohol get involved, she says, what, professional be damned or something like that. So they have sex. But in the midst of her being a little thought and having sex, somebody breaks into her apartment and kidnaps the baby. So it's just like, why you just got your head thrown back in pleasure. Somebody done came and got your baby. Because you don't know how to keep your legs closed. But you think you're so smart and you're dumb. And you got played yet again. See, why they couldn't kill Bella instead? Because she just get... Oh my... Anyway, we not here for that. Because I'm going to try to make this a short video today. Lil Evan go meet Daphne. That's her name, Daphne. And he's like, "Whew, I done had a long day. I'll be the dom this time. You be the sub." And she laid out on the bed in her gear or her outfit or whatever, but she ain't moving and ain't responding back to nothing he said. So he go to climb up on her like he finna give her a kiss, but then he recognized like, you ain't moving and you really, I mean, you already ain't got no color, but you really ain't got no color. So it's like he go to touch her neck, realize she did. He jumped back so quick and like smoothed that bed out with the edge of his arms to make sure he, like all traces of him are taken away from the room. Then he calls somebody and like, "Yeah, I got a situation. Get over here now." So then we have Rondell found out about the bodyguards that Stephanie hired for her and sent them away. And we got Papa Evan with his smooth little suit on, looking nice little elderly man, looking good. Papa Evan. And he's going to propose to Church Hat for real this time. And unlike the disastrous dinner that they tried to have, it's like he's going to do it for real this time. So it's just like he walks out the door like he don't talk to he called Church Hat on the phone like, "I'm 5 minutes away, baby. I'm on my way to you, girl." And he hangs up the phone. Then you hear somebody say "senior." And he turns towards the voice and you see somebody got a gun in their hand. Yeah, I swear it was like at least 5 shots. It's just like boom, boom, boom. And Rondell, she's like, "Daddy!" Like she inside the restaurant, but hearing a gunshot, she scream out, "Daddy!" And so then we get to the shooter right on top of Senior. I don't know if he dead or not, though. I mean, because would he have a bulletproof vest in the house? Because it's just like, that y'all got bodyguards for a reason. And then it's like y'all done something away, so now you just going out thinking you can handle yourself by yourself. But anyway, it's just like right before that person shot him again, he said, "Kiss my ass." I was like, "All right, see, you're going out like a G." R.I.P. Papa Evan. And then we have Amara walking up to, oh, because I forgot to mention, she came to Purefoy Pharmaceuticals to tell Titus about Herschel committing suicide. And she was like, in the midst of her leaving, because she's like, "I'm going to fight no matter what you throw my way. I'm not giving up." She's like, "Okay, girl, whatever." And she's like, "Can I at least have your hotel? Can I at least know where you're staying in case anything happens with Deja?" That's what it is. Y'all, I skipped the whole part. My bad. Okay, let me go to this right quick. Yeah, and so he's like, "Duckworth, room 222, whatever." And so she's walking up to the hotel room. She knocked on the door. Stephanie opens the door, and she's sitting there in the hotel robe with her bra and panties on. And then Amara's like, "Stephanie, what the hell are you doing?" And she's like, "Payback for, what happened 25 years ago." So she stepped out the way, and Titus is there with no shirt on. And she's just like, wow. And, that's how the episode goes on. But no, let's go back before, they shot up Papa Evan. Him and Lil Evan is in Evan's office having a conversation. And so he just tells Lil Evan, "Y'all, having you kids was truly a blessing." And he's like, when you can, make sure you spend time with your kids. I know you're busy running the city, but always make time for your kids. And so he looks at Papa Evan like, of course, Carly and Trey will want for nothing. And it's just like, what I've been saying the whole time I've been doing reviews is, who's the other child? It's apparently Trey. Who is Trey? We on episode 11. Ain't heard nothing about Trey. Don't know what Trey looked like. None of that. All we have ever seen is Carly. Where is Trey? And no, Papa Evan, he said, make sure all your children, make sure you spend time with all of your children. So it's just like I said, was it last episode, I believe, or 2 episodes ago? It's like, Papa Evan know. I don't know how he know, because that baby don't look like he got no type of black in him or whatever, or look like little Evan, or look like him at all. So it's just like, I don't know how he know that's his baby, but he know that. So it's just like, make sure all my grandkids get time with their daddy. And yeah, y'all, that's it. And we made it to 18 minutes. Woo! Oh, great. Let me get out of here. Peace, y'all.